Good morning, everybody. This is a live trading session. Like we are technically live, and let me just hide this email for now. So I'm looking at it's a London session, guys. It's just market has just opened up. It's 10:19. Welcome to this live trading session. We are literally going to be looking at different pairs and potential trades that we can take. I was just looking at the headlines for Aud Jpy. I've already checked daily FX and FX Street, and just a second. And I want to sorry, open another window to just open FX. These are the two news sites I tend to read a lot. Of course, I check MSNBC, CNBC as well, Bloomberg on my phone. Okay. So AUD JPY. So basically, Australia against the yen pair. We know that Japan is literally, I think, could be going into a state of emergency based on its COVID situation. And then we have Aussie and Tokyo have been just push and pulling over their trade agreements and whatnot. So that's caused a bit of a dump in you can see what's been happening. Just hold on. Let me close this first. I can have a wider. So what's been happening with AUD JPY? We can see what has been happening. We can see a wedge pattern formation. Okay. Price has been respecting this, respecting the trend line. Okay. Every time it comes onto the trend line, it bounces off the trend line. So this is a good indicator of a rejection usually. So 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and whatnot. That said, what am I looking at for AUD JPY is basically let's look at that a closer look. It's on a support zone. Okay. If I just let me see. So technically, it's really been on this range since February 25th. Yeah. So it's been unable to, it's just in this range, it's been range bound consolidation, kind of. So I feel like it could be getting into possibly a breakout either to the downside or to the upside. But we'll still be in that range. Now, for me at this point in time, I would be more, just let me see. Look at what the 200 MA. I like to look at it just to see the high of the day. As just a confirmation. Yeah, so I'm still technically bearish on AJ. Yeah, even for today's session. Sorry, I just having a clearer chart. I know I have so many trend lines, but I can actually see what's happening. So because it's, it bounced off this high, okay, it dropped all the way. Of course, it tried to retest this previous high as well, and the supported resistance level, and it came to, it pulled back to the previous support, and and so my take would be for it to just break to the downside. So I'm kind of maybe looking at, and I'll look at it later as we are actually jumping into the trade. I'm possibly, kind of, do something like that before it pushes down to the downside. I would really just want it to break to the downside. Okay. And if that's the case, then I would look at a short position. Possibly my best entry would be just below the trend line. And I would put a tight stop loss of, let's say, uh, one is to two generally. Yeah, so sorry. Yeah. So it would probably retest, sorry, I probably retest this. Very possible that it wants to retest this high, okay? And then I would like to see it push down because it's just been scaling lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So it may attempt to just retest the previous high, but I don't think that it's going to break because we know it's at a very strong resistance. And why I say that is because on the left, if you look left, you can see, you know, these are, it keeps bouncing off this. It finally broke through here, but then came back again. So this is just basically a key level. Okay, sorry. This is basically a key level, over here. So price keeps on bouncing off this area. So it's gone through, yes, and then it's come back, bounced once. So I'd look for a second bounce before I consider the downtrend, okay, or the push to the downside. Basically, that's what I would do. So if it doesn't and it's null and void and it breaks past this, then I would get into a buy. So right now, for me, the trade is not ready, okay, and I'll do 1:2 kind of scenario, and I'll probably get in, put a tight SL there. It's about 22 pips. Yeah, targeting probably about 60 pips on AJ. Yeah, that would technically be it. Yeah. Actually, I could actually get even tighter, okay, and come in around there. Come in around there. So once it pushes up there, I would know that, because this would be like, it's broken this resistance. Okay, this resistance here, technically, it's broken the resistance. So I would put in a bit of a tighter entry there and go up. So we can get about, I'm just going to put it conservatively of 60 pips. Yeah, and this is a good exit. But, we're looking at a risk to reward of 1:2. So even if it's like 40 pips, that's okay, but I'm here like 60 pips. I think that would make it. Now, if that doesn't happen, remember it will bounce off that. Yeah, probably won't get to that entry and then begin its descent. But the thing is, there's a resistance here. So I wouldn't want to jump in right away because it would be a very risky trade for me. I mean, 33 pips, not worth trying to get caught up because you're looking at the broker spreads and whatnot. So this would be so I'm going to look at these two potential entries. And when I see price moving like that, so we either have the buy pending order here up above at this level. So I guess you can always even put a notification bell. But if that doesn't work out, my next entry would be here because technically this is a very strong resistance. We are literally on a resistance area in as much as, and when we look at it on the longer side, it's really been trending downwards. Okay, yeah, this is a descending kind of wedge, as you can see, because the high of the high is here. Then the next point that it touched that high was here. So it may attempt to touch that high again, okay? And then, yeah, but if it doesn't manage to break through this level, which is 83706, then we can expect the push to the downside. So that's AUD JPY. So let me look at AUD USD. So I can't call that in yet. AUD, in my opinion, is not ready yet. So AUD USD is looking good. Let's see. I looked at it earlier. So, and we can see, it rising to the upside, pushing to the upside. If I put the 200 MA, it's broken through the 200 MA at this point, okay? And for me, usually that's a good sign of a change in trend, yeah? So, and then it came and retested the MA. So I would look for 2 touches before I jump into this trade, technically, yeah? But also, yeah, if I don't want to wait that long, something that can show me is that we are on a support and resistance, okay? And price has retested this one time and then twice and then thrice. So this is actually a very good trade to get into. And actually, I think I'm going to call it. Yeah, because I'm going to call this trade right now. Sorry. I just want to look, and we can see, there's this head and shoulder kind of thing happening. There's a head and shoulder, then it dropped. Okay. And then so I would want to call this trade for a buy stop up here and then put a tight SL maybe around here. 23 pips is not bad because it's literally bouncing off my, it kind of bounced here, then bounced here twice. It would be nice to enter on a third, if it tries to retest this MA. But even if I don't wait for that, if I look at what it's been happening on the support and resistance, it came, this is the first one, came a second and a third, then this is like a fourth. So either you can look at this as 3 or 4 retests. So if it breaks through, for sure, so I'm just going to put a buy stop order in my signals group as we speak. And I'll be like, what I'm literally typing in right now is AUD USD. Okay, so first trade call of the London session, buy stop AUD USD, and entry is 0.776661. Take profit 1. So this is the entry, this is the this is the 7766, actually 0 is the EP. Okay, so you can literally, if I do 2-to-1 ratio, is thereabouts. So my target would be about 47 pips, which is fine for my take profit 0. So 0.7760. Take profit 1 would be 0.77. If you're taking this, because I'm not typing it on the screen, but I'm on my phone, keying it into the signals group, 0.77760, 10 pips, 0.77860, 20 pips, and my TP3 would be the 47 pip target, which is about 0.78137. So that's about 47 pips. Okay. So literally the intraday target would also be around 50 pips. I don't see AUD going past this level today, okay, unless something happens. Then my stop loss, I'm putting a tight stop loss at 0.77434. So that's basically it, okay. So done. First trade idea is out. So we'll see how this pans out, guys. Let's go to another pair. AUD, let me just look at AUD JPY again, because obviously AU pairs behave the same. For AU, I'll also put a buy stop, okay? And why a buy stop right now is because it came and bounced off my support trend line, pushed up, retested this previous support zone, pushed down, tested a previous higher support, a lower high, and now is trying to break through this trend. If it does break through this, because this would be 1 touch, 2 touch, a third, if it breaks through, then we can take that trade. So I'm going to put AUD JPY as well as a second trade idea of the London session. So if you're watching live, AUD JPY, and the entry for me would be, so 2-to-1, let's say 2-to-1 would be around 50 pips, 52 pips. I would want to put a tighter stop loss around there. So I would put I'd put 83.916 as a buy stop, 84.016, and then 84.116 as TP2, and then TP3 would be my target of 52 pips, about 50 pips, so 84.445, about 50 pips, and then my stop loss would be 83.697, which is about 21 pips. So this could be, rejecting this level. This could actually be a retest of this level. It could push down, retest again. So if it does that, then this buy stop will be null and void, okay? I'll just clear some of this, because you can literally see what I've already done, okay? But I also want to put a sell stop because I'm seeing this just potentially, like I would like to get in somewhere down here. Yeah, and if that's the case, put my stop loss, my take profit around there. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there is a bit of rejection. The price is trending down within this wedge pattern. It could come and bounce here and go up, and that's okay. But if it does break, in case this resistance is pretty strong, which it is, it could bounce off, okay, and but if it breaks through this resistance, then I wouldn't mind seeing a drop. So I'll still call a sell stop for Aud Jpy. I'll put a pending order. And guys, some people don't like always, some people criticize and say, oh, sell stop pending orders are lame. But hey, this is my trading strategy. This is how I trade. I don't like getting into a trade prematurely. It doesn't make sense to try and, fight with the system. So my entry is 83199, 83.199, and my TP1 is 830.0999, 0.9, and then 82.999 and 8. Then my TP3 will be 82.662. So again, if you're watching, those are about 53 pips, thereabouts. I think that's about it. My SL is tight. I put a tight SL, which is 83.452. That's about 25 pips. Okay, not too tight, but yeah, but my risk to reward is not bad. It's 1 to 2. Usually I say if you're not doing a risk reward of 1 to 1.5 at a minimum, don't take that trade. Just forget about it. So those are the 3 trades I've called in my signals group so far. Don't mind, guys, I am trading from the comfort of my home. I like to look at US 30 during the London session. See what it's doing as well, because it usually moves around here. So when you look at US 30, and if you're to look at it from a technical perspective, from the minute it broke through, like, okay, not really broke through, but US 30, since, let's say, since it broke through on the 25th of March, okay, it's been on an uptrend. Okay, so since this area, it broke through the 200 MA, and you can see the trend completely changed. It has kept on bounce. It has kept bouncing off of that MA. So that has been a good sign for me that we have been on an uptrend. Okay, so you could have literally gotten here again on another buy, gotten here on another buy, gotten here on another buy. Okay, and with my trend line, it's been respecting the trend line as well. So right now, okay, we are trying to determine where is this potentially going to move. I want to see also if I can call it in this session. Sorry. So right now we are, if you're to look at it from this point of view, so we finally hit a resistance zone here, and it's pretty strong because you can see it did 1 touch, 2 touch, okay, and there's a bit of a rejection here. If I'm to zoom in, you can see there was a weak rejection here, a pin bar sort of, okay, and then it retested here, came back here and consolidated before it dropped, retested the 200 MA again, then pushed back up, trying to get back there. So this is like almost a third attempt at trying to be here to get to this level. And when you see this exhaustion, okay, in the retest, you can tell that it's just not, it's just, this is a strong resistance. So once it crosses below here, then for me, I'm like, okay, I can actually take a trade to the downside, and very confidently. But again, it needs you to be used to this kind of a setup. You can actually wait for it to completely break through the 200 MA, and you can see that it retested, okay, and dropped. So this is, a good setup. Now, it came here, broke through, went to the upside. So now we are trying to figure out, okay, now what do we do at this point in time? So US 30 is just consolidating, kind of, it's in a sideways movement right now. So I don't know if it's ready yet. This is a resistance. So it has come, retested this resistance 1, retested resistance 2. So we are kind of in a, that's where we are. And you can see another, narrow trending scenario. Let me, around here, right? And then if I just do this again, because I want you guys to see what I'm seeing. So trending there, right? Right? So we can see that there's a bit of, I feel like this is a bit of an accumulation kind of thing happening. I would like to see it break through. Yeah, that would be my, because we are kind of in a bit of, in as much as we are trending sideways, we are also kind of, pushing to the upside. So as you can see, that's why I put my entry here, okay? Because my assumption is if it breaks past this wedge support resistance trend line, then I would maybe wait for a retest to the trend line, or to just break out to the upside. Break out because it's broken past this resistance, broken past this resistance, okay? And, we're just on our way back. And we can see, I think it's pretty cool. Like it's ranging on it. It's not ranging, it's rejecting this trend line. So my take right now would be a buy stop here with I would like to put I would like to say like a 1:2, 1:1.5, 1:2. So even if I put it at around there, 150 pips, wait, even if I put it 1:2 is, around there, 92 pips, that's still a relatively good. I'm trying to see. Yeah, so you see this, so my entry is at 34,199. But I would like, looking at it now, I would much prefer to put, because it's right above this, around here, just hold on. Yes, that's exactly where I'd like to have that. So I would then put my stop loss around 60, 70 pips there, and comfortably then put 100. And so yeah, actually. So bottom 120, yeah, that would be better. So this, for me, this would be a trade idea, okay, for US 30. So I'm just going to put it in the group. Guys, just people. Fourth trade idea, buy stop, okay. And you can see this is not probably going to happen now. You know, you want to set your parameter and forget about it, okay. And then I'll show you a potential. So 80, yeah, that's 34,178. And then that's my entry. And then 34,188 is 10 pips. 34,198, sorry, is 20 pips. And then my target is 126 pips, which is 34,304, about 120 pips, but we could actually see it moving to 150 pips if the momentum is, because this is whatever is DJ. So my sell stop is 34,106. Now, guys, if this trade doesn't fire, you're good. You've not lost money. You've not lost a trade. You've just put a very safe entry. Okay. Now, based on this, the only time I would consider taking a sell is if I look at you see, because we are scaling lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Okay. If it fails to break through this, then I know for sure that okay, if we break past this trend, this resistance here, and I would only get in after a retest. So I would want it to break through. Let me just show you what I mean. I would want it to break through. Okay. Okay. I would like to see a move like this. And then that's when I would want to get into a trade to the downside. So it's not a matter of me just jumping into the trade. Okay. This is the only time I would want to get into a move like this. If there's another attempt at a test up here, you know, just scale another, you know, try and, you know, attempt to just break that again. If it fails, that would be a perfect selling opportunity, and I would probably even take that sell stop around here. You know, and put a tight sell. You know, but that would be a very high risk trade. So for me, I'm more comfortable, especially when I'm calling out a trade idea for people. I'm more comfortable, you know, taking it to this level. So why I put my stop loss here, I mean, my take profit around this level and not at the exact previous support, is because chances are it may bounce off just before. And if you look at it, we are approaching a support trend line here. So that said, this is a trade I can actually consider taking, but it's not ready. So I don't want to even call it right now. I am more expecting this to just break out to the upside. Like I'm more biased for a trade to the upside, you know, more than the trade down, but there could be a correction to the downside. And if that happens, then the breakout to the upside will be much better. So that's US 30. So I've called out 4 trades in the group. And because I'm actually going through this explaining thing, it's taking me a bit longer to call the trades out. Okay, it's a one thing. So when it comes to Euro GBP, it's on a resistance zone that is very, very clear already. It's retested this once, twice, thrice. If it breaks through, we can get into a nice buy at that level. That's the only time I would get into Euro GBP at that level. And, you know, it would be a very nice with, yes. So with a 1 minimum to 2 ratio. So that's exactly where I'm going to put my trade set. And that will be my next trade. And I hope you guys understand why. 1 touch, 2 touch, I would expect it maybe to come and touch again. But even with this second touch here, and just so you understand what I mean by 1 touch, this is at my trend support, my support trend line. It has come, bounced off it twice. So that, you know, but there's a resistance here. So either way, if I caught it here, this would have been a very good entry. I would have caught a couple of pips there, especially if you're scalping. That's about 30 pips. Okay, so let's say 20 stress-free pips. But there's a support here. You can see looking left. This is a strong support zone, price at a support resistance zone. So for me, if it breaks through, this would be a nice breakout to the upside. Okay, and that's what I'm actually expecting it to do. It could come down again and bounce off here and continue. But, you know, for me, I just think it's going to break up out to the upside. And if it doesn't, I'll take another sell stop here, sell position rather, around this level. Make it tight. And then 1:2 ratio. And we are good to go on that level. So because right now it's at a near, you know, it's trending down. Okay. Yes, trending up, but scaling lower highs, lower highs. So if it fails to break this, then we are going down. If it breaks through, then we are going up. That's just basically how I trade, guys. I keep it simple, stupid. So copy, and I'm pasting Euro GBP trade. So I'm on my 5th call of the day of the session, Euro GBP, and I'm on a buy stop. So my entry is 0.86501. And I've kept my entries really tight. If you want to maybe make the entries less tighter, you can get in on a clear, but this is okay. Actually, it's fine. It's fine. So buy stop would be, TP2 would be 0.86601. And guys, we can check after the session how this pans out. 86701, and then TP3 86989, and that's about 50 pips, which is usually Euro GBP target for me. So if it pushes past that, well and good, you know, but this is a good entry. In fact, if you caught this entry here and waited for this bounce, this would have been the perfect time to get into this trade and go up. But obviously, because of the resistance here, it would have been a short scalp opportunity. Okay, so, but you know, even if you were taking an intraday position and you got your 30 pips, I think that's still fine, you know. And knowing that the trend is still up, you know, we know that there could be a push up. But if you don't and you comes back and you get your 30 pips, you're good. Even if it drops you, it's still a safe bet. So I've called in my 5th trade of the session, and I'm going to just call another one on the sell stop, just in case it's, although I don't think so. Euro, I think it's just trending up right now. So if I look at Euro USD, although I look at Euro GBP again, if I look at Euro USD, if I look at Euro USD, Euro USD again, guys, if you look at it left, okay, we have the first, actually a couple, this entire place here was a strong resistance, kept bouncing here. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, okay? Boom, okay? And then it came back, bounced off 1, 2, boom. Came back down, bounced off 1. If it comes back down and bounces off again, and this is all like along the trend line, okay? I'm giving you free nuggets here, guys. Free nuggets. I don't do this. I charge for this. Okay, I charge for this. I teach this in extensively in the advanced course, in my advanced training. But right now, I'm just giving you golden nuggets. Now, this is kind of like a head and shoulder, okay, formation. So this is the first bounce of my support trend line, okay? Or if I caught it here, it would be, but now because it broke through, I'd be like, okay, it has bounced off this, is attempting, probably would bounce off again. I'd probably want to get in lower for a buy around here. So if I look at it, if I'm looking left, this is like, this is like a very good, you can tell we're in a bit of a sideways thingy. So the only time I would enter into this trade to the upside, okay? Sorry, guys, keep forgetting that I have drawing tools here that I shouldn't. So if I look at this closer, we can see what has been happening. Price broke through, retested once, retested twice on this resistance. So this was a good, and you see there was a pin bar rejection kind of candle here. So you would have literally entered here, very nice, and caught like, and I think it's still bullish, 10 pips, scalped it. Bit of rejection there, but I still feel like we are moving to the upside. A good entry for me right now would be past this level, okay? So I'd probably just say if price gets above that level, then I'll get in. Put a tight stop loss on like 20 pips. Not too tight, but comfortable, So if it breaks this one, like, okay, there's 1, 2, 3 touch. If it breaks there, boom, you're on the way up. So about even if I put 50 pips, that's okay. I probably, there you go for Euro USD. Yeah, that would be my move. If I was being very careful, I would wait until up here, but I'm trying to, this is not a bad entry. So if I was to do let's say it rejected here, I would wait for the break past this level. Are you seeing these levels? To get in on a sell position or a short position around this level. And we can actually write it down all the way to this next level. So I don't know if you guys are seeing how simple this is. So right about now, what I want to do is call a trade. And you can see long term, we are on an uptrend. you know, if I was to show you the trend, guys, you trade with the trend, really. I mean, why trade against the trend? Like, really, why trade against the trend? I don't see the point. I don't see the point. So my bias is to the upside. Okay, so I would enter here. Worst case, you catch your 10 pips and it bounces off that and you're, you know, but you'd still catch your 10 pips. Life of a scalper. But I am not into catching 10 pips. So a better entry, if you're taking an intraday position, would be up there. But we are scalping. I mean, we are, you know, I'm confident about that setup. So yeah, that would be my setup. So I'm gonna call Euro USD. That is my 6th trade of this London session. And I think, oh, 6 Euro USD. And guys, I only trade Monday to Thursday. So today is the last day of trading. Then I take a break from the markets. I have an advanced class this evening. Looking forward to it. We are in our 3rd week with this tranche of students, or this group of students. Are we in our 3rd week? I think we are in our 3rd week. So I think I've been spitting out a lot of value. 1.20782 is my TP2 and my TP3 is 1.21098. Okay, and the only reason is because this has, if it breaks past this, it has broken our previous high. It has retested this once, twice, thrice, and we are good to go on the buy. Okay, that's why I call this for a buy. If it doesn't do that, my SL, I put a tight SL of 23 pips, which is 1.20351. But usually I tell people 30 pips, but 20 pips is fine. Now, so that even if you're losing like 3 trades in succession on 0.01, you're just losing 2 trades. You're only losing $6 or $60 if you're doing 0.2 on, you know, so you don't want to be losing a lot of money with huge stop loss stuff. So if I'm doing, I don't think this is gonna come down. I feel like this is an upside down. This is a head and shoulders upside down. So hence why I am anticipating a push to the upside. Okay, let's look at another pair that I trade. Have I looked at US 30? Yes, I think I did. Yes, I think I did. It's still doing its thing. By the way, if US 30 bounces off, the entry for the sell stop will be much more interesting. It will be around there, and my stop loss will be so nice and tight. Yeah, because it will be a clean free trade. So this will be a buy limit. I'd prefer to give a sell limit on US 30. So that's exactly what I'll do. Put a sell limit on US 30. I mean, guys, I'm all for sell spending orders. You know, whatever people say, I'm like, I don't want to stress myself looking at my screen the whole day. I'm just like set and forget, you know, kind of thing. So US 30, I'm calling a sell limit. Whenever it happens, I need it to come down. I need it to come down, push up, boom. Okay. And we'll have a really, really, if it does that and it breaks through, guys, we'll have a really, really nice, clean clean trade right there. Oh, really, really nice clean trade. So my entry on the sell limit is 34,085. TP1 is 34,090. Sorry, 75. And TP2 is 34,065. TP3, I'll just put it at 100. I like 150 pips. I like the sound of that. So 33,935. Somebody will ask me, why did I put 150 pips? Because I've put it here because I've put it just above this zone here. I don't want it to come and smash my trend line necessarily. A safe bet even would be around 33,950. Let me even say 33,950 at 135 pips. But long, at worst, at best, not worst, is 150 pips targets. So I hope guys know how to put sell limits in the group. I pray they know how to do pending orders. Now, let's look at gold. Goldilocks. She is, okay, my chart is messy. So let me kind of clear a few things here. I hope you guys are learning. We are in a live trading. We are doing live trading today. So guys, gold is just, ooh, it finally broke through. Really nice. Happy about that breakout. It's now sleeping on a strong support. So gold literally bounced off. You know, let's see, let's count how many times it came. Bounced once, tested a second time. Boom. Good. Q to buy. And then it retested this. You see this level here? It retested that level. So we were here. Okay. So here and here. And I hope you can see what I'm doing because I know my chart is a bit messy. So I'm gonna undo that. Let me undo that. So this is what I'm saying. Okay. So here and here. You see? So it's retested this level. So it broke through, retest, number one. If we see another retest, number two, will be nice to push to the upside. So that one for me is not so complicated. So let me just, and like I said, don't mind my messy chart. Don't mind my messy chart. Don't mind it. Don't ask me why I drew these lines now. I teach that in the advanced course. I mean, I just not really, I mean, I'm not saying I can't tell you now, but this is not the time. I just want to zone in because I'm actually, guys are waiting for my trades right now. So don't really. And if you can see here, we're in a wedge kind of formation, right? Okay. And it broke through. So let's dial it down now just so that I can make a call. Okay. Now, I would want to get into this trade. Like I said, went up, boom, retested one, retested two, retest three. Okay, not really, but it's doing its another retest there. Let me show you in a clearer. Let me just clear this thing because I know sometimes when people see so many things on the chart, they're like, oh my God, Lily, charts are so messy. I'm like, yeah, these charts make me mad as well. So we've pushed up. Okay. We've done retest one, retest two, boom, if you're taking that trade. But I don't like this because it's okay, it's okay, it's 80 pips. But that would be a really, really tight trade. I don't like trading so near the resistance zone. I would prefer a breakout scenario in this case. Yeah. So this is, for me, this is the first touch, second touch. And this would have been a good entry because of this rejection to the downside. That would be a way safer. I mean, if we had caught that early today, I mean, it would be 90 pips clean in profit, you know, or at worst 60 pips. Now, since we are here, we've seen that price has come and retested this level. It has formed a lower high, okay, and looks like it's retest. So it's still playing out, okay? We are still playing out. I would only want to see, I would want it to push higher for me to get into a sell scenario. I'm not too keen on jumping into a sell position right now, okay? Because I'm just seeing one touch. I like to see two touches. I mean, I'm not seeing, like, sorry, let me repeat. It's come and bounced off here and gone to the upside, but there's a bit of a rejection. Okay, so it's still in a sideways thing. I would want to see it break out of the sideways consolidation, whatever it's doing here. Although, of course, if you zoom in, you can see a bit of uptrend, downtrend, and whatnot. But I'm like, nah, it's still moving sideways. So the only time I'd get into this trade is if, let me see. If it, I'm trying to see. This just looks like it wants to break to the downside, but it's not ready. Let me look at it from a bigger perspective. Bigger. Now, for me to look at this, I'd be like, okay, the last time gold broke through this was like yesterday. It came and retested and is back at that level. So this is a very interesting zone for gold, okay, this price level. Now, the chances of gold breaking through since Feb, it hasn't broken through past this level, may not be so strong right now. So the only time I want to get into this trade on a breakout is to the upside, is only if, you know, I'm kind of now a bit bearish. This is a key level, you know, this bit here. I would only want to get into a sell in this case. So I don't think gold is ready to break out yet. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. It could break to the upside, but not in this session per se. I would want to see it retest a level like here, you know, like what you're seeing here. This level. Then we can push on the upside. So the only way I'm going to get into a sell in gold is once it pushes up and it's on its way down. So probably a sell limit or a sell stop just about here. Okay, no sooner, no later, interested. Okay, that is the only time I want to get into a gold trade, you know, on a sell. If I get in earlier, it will be on a sell limit and I'll probably, you know, somewhere there, but even that would be risky for me. So I'm just going to put a sell stop on gold, and then So let me just zoom in a bit. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, so I can look at it properly. You know this resistance here? 1, bounced off. 2, I would want to see a break down and then enter into a nice buy limit to the upside. Okay, so that is my take on gold right now. It's just taking its sweet time to form. But this is, you know, if it breaks through and then we can see, this is the move I'm looking at. This is the move I'm looking at. Sorry, what am I doing? This is the move I'm looking at for gold. That would make sense for me. You know, like a sell limit. Okay. That would be my move. Or sorry, a buy limit, not a sell limit, a buy limit. Because right about now, sometimes if I'm really keen on, I need to scalp, you can do it different. No, I don't want to force that. I want it to push down. I want it to break through here, and then I would catch it on its way up. So I'll just put a sell stop, okay, for gold around there. So that's like a couple of pips away. So I won't call it right now. I'll just, let me look at another pair. No need to force anything right now. If we were not scalping and intraday trading and all that stuff, then I would have given a very clear position there. But we scalpers. I'm not a scalper, but guys, just for your information, I am literally giving trade ideas in my channel, and we got people who just wait for the scalp trades to come in hot and furious, fiercely, fiercely. So this baby here has been trending down, very clear, very, very, very. Now it's on a support. It has retested the support. I feel like UJ is gonna break to the downside. Because it broke here, retested, broke, it has retested again. I don't see it having a lot of momentum to break and go back to the upside. I don't think so. Okay, I don't even have to, this is not rocket science for me. So I would just put a pending position here. Pending order. Yeah, around there. That would really be I've really been biased on UJ. The thing is, this whole level here, UJ. I wouldn't want to play with that. Just, So that would be my take. Bounces off that, then drops. So 107. I mean, this is really evident. I just don't want to play with getting in earlier, because there are sometimes I would have, but right now, because I wouldn't. This is like beginning of this month. No point getting in earlier. Yeah. So I'll just put a pending order on UJ for 60 pips, and I will call it out right about now. But I want to see the stop loss properly. You see, it has retested, bounced off, so yeah. So this could push up, and it could literally, if it pushes up all the way to the previous resistance, then I can adjust my parameter here, okay? But the pip count is too little for me to do that. It would be like 30 pips, you know, it would be 30 pips from my, let's say I put a pending order there, it would be too close to my trend line support, so I wouldn't get in there. So that's me. And guys, like I said, that's just me, and being very super, super careful about trading. So pending order for UJ. Sell stop. I'm typing it out in the group, guys. Don't worry, I am with you. I hope you're getting value from this. So UJ entry 107.798. That is entry 107, TP 107 to 10 pips 0.698, TP2 107.598, and then TP3 is 107.209. Now, I would not get into this trade on a buy until it scales this high. That's just me. No point, 0 point. So right now I'm bearish on UJ. So target is 60 pips. Is it 60 pips? Yeah, thereabouts. But that would be probably happen in the London, New York session. So my stop loss is 108.050. That is the 8th trade of the day. Let me see has gold done anything, or it's still up there doing its relaxation. Relaxation. You'll know I love to trade gold. You guys know I love to trade gold. That's why I keep looking at it. I'm looking at, let's say, a long position here. So the only time I'm getting into gold is at this level. That's the only time I'm getting into gold. I personally will not get into gold until I see this level. I want to see it moving that level. So we'll wait on gold. There's nothing there right now for me personally. Zero. If I had gotten in at this level, I would be in really good. But right now, I mean, I missed that opportunity. So let's look at Euro CAD. I do like Euro CAD. Oh shoot. Don't worry, I have messy charts. Yes, I know. I know, clear my charts. Euro CAD. Looking at a buy potential here. So EuroCAD, so this is potentially. So we are on, we are approaching a resistance key level zone. I'd like to see it's approaching. So I feel like it's going to, push up a bit, and form up, probably to this previous support. And that's why I've put my parameter there. That's really what I'm seeing as a level that it will retest. Hence why I put the buy there. And also, if you look at it from what I've been telling you guys, retested this level, kind of retested this level, so bounced off. So this was a good entry for a buy. We're just a bit late. So the chances are it could come and reject this level and just keep on retesting. And if it does that, then we know that it's going to push down. But my take right now, I can put a EuroCAD trade around 1.5. And if not around, I can put a short position around here. So it's kind of bouncing off this level. So if it doesn't break through, then we are definitely going bearish. If it breaks through, we are bullish. It's that simple. Yeah. So I'm just going to call it in the group as well as a pending trade. EuroCAD, where is EuroCAD? EuroCAD. Yeah. So EuroCAD, the 9th trade of the day, buy stop, EuroCAD, and we are looking at 1.5, wait, 1.50684 as an entry price. And then TP1 is 1.50784. TP2 is 1.50884. TP3 is 1.51288. That's 60 pips. SL, I put a tight SL only because it has already bounced off here. So you can actually even put an SL of about, it's not too tight by the way, 30 pips. Yeah, 30 pips. I put 26 pips, so 1.50418. 1.50418. So yeah. If that miraculously does not happen, it is a miracle. It's a miracle. Yeah, I'm still thinking that this trade is on an uptrend, no matter what is going on right now. You can see that. So that's the push to the upside. So that's ECAD. Yeah. Let's look at NZD JPY. I love NZD JPY. I've started liking it a bit more and more and more and more and more. You know, I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so NZD CAD is kind of in like no man's land right now. I don't think it's a trade I would want to jump in right now. But from the 14th of the month, we've been in a range. We kind of broke out on the 20th, came and retested it, broke through. Okay, so you can even see the MA of the 200 MA is moving sideways. Even if it looks like we are in a buy kind of scenario, we are really trending sideways, really long term. And now it's in this wedge thing coming up. So the only time I would enter this trade, like really, would probably be around this level. Yeah. So wait, by the time it does whatever it's doing, boom. So NZD JPY, we're still trending down. I could enter this trade now and catch it, you know, like 15 pips. Is it worth it risking? No, because there's a strong resistance here, and chances are it would just come and bounce off of that resistance, right? So I'm just going to put a sell stop, and this could actually happen in the New York session. It would actually fire probably in the New York session. I hope you guys are learning something. And again, let me just make it clear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Okay, let me do this again so that I'm not so messy. 1, 2, 3, and if it, you know, so this is a very, 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 very strong resistance support. So if it breaks through, guys, we know we are going down. That's the point. Otherwise, if we bounce off again, we can actually catch about 30 pips. But is it worth a trade risking? No. I would rather get in on a breakout around this level of 77.85 to the upside. For now, I am biased on the sell. So NZD JPY is 77.329, and that's an hour of trading, guys. I think that is it for today. I'll see you guys in the New York session. Okay, I don't know if I'll be live in the New York session, but at least you guys know how I trade. In the, you know, when I'm trading live, how I analyze, how I decide, okay, now I'm calling this trade 804. So this is how many pips? It's 50 pips. Yeah. Sell stop is 77.538. So I want to look at UJ though, because it's just, oh yeah, it's, you see, so UJ, you see why, guys, we don't enter. UJ has come and rejected this level. So yes, I've put a pending order, but we are not in the trade. Okay, so we are still safe. So the thing is, remember what I said, because I've just looked at it and I was like, okay, it has already, okay. It rejected here, broke through that and formed a lower low. So my take would be, right now we are trending down, forming lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So this pair will likely keep following lower highs until it finally breaks through. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I don't know if I gave a gold trade. I haven't, and usually I should give a gold trade, but it's just taking too long. So I think I'll do a buy limit, which might or might not happen. 1, 2, breakout. We missed this and we missed this down. So gold, if I look at it from this previous low, okay, gold is just in this like range. I mean, so this area here, yeah, is actually important, okay, because this could make or break this trade, or rather, this is what I'm looking for it to break, retest, and continue up. I'm just looking, or break, retest, and drop. So since it's not happening the way, I'm just like, okay, or break, bounce off, reject. Because if it does that, then this will be my first reject, and then I look for a second reject. And so if that happens, the buy limit, I'm going to adjust it. Oops. But it's not ready. It's not ready. So I'm not gonna look at this right now. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys are learning something, or you have learned something. If you're not learning, let me know. And if you still really, really aren't learning, join my advanced class. If you're a beginner, we also have beginner classes. Okay. We also have beginner classes. I love gold. It's just my favorite, one of my favorites. Yeah, so gold is not ready. It might be pushing down, let it do its thing. Then yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely, lovely day. I hope you've gotten value. If you've gotten value, like, subscribe, comment, share, click the notification button so that when I upload any other, analysis or live trading sessions, you guys are in the know and you don't miss out. Yes. So thank you and bye.